All right, good morning or good afternoon. Welcome to Johnson Haygood Stadium for today's press conference. The Citadel will take on Western Carolina on October 18th. That is this Saturday at 2 p.m. It is Leaders in Philanthropy Day, as well as Intercept Cancer. We have with us Coach Drayton to talk about the game.
Good afternoon. As we celebrated Hall of Fame weekend, congratulations again to Marty Blair, I believe it's class of '83, baseball. Kenyon Doyle, my Moncks Corner brother, class of '02, football and track. Duran Lawson, class of '08. I can't say enough good things about him. Inducted as a quarterback, football. I make sure to always stir the pot with Jack Douglas, Gene Brown, and my best friend Stanley Myers. It wasn't close. Duran was the best. Mark Slauson, class of '81 in football, I believe basketball and track and field. Xavier Starks, honorary, class of '84, and Mark Nash, walk-on, like myself, football, class of '90. Congratulations once again. Also would like to thank Dennis Carlson and Lucas Ferreira. They did a fabulous job at the 12th hour to pull some things together. We had a network outage as well, and I don't believe they missed one play, so we thank those guys. Thank you to the faithful, to the fans that braved the elements to support our program. I understand that Lockwood Drive was flooded higher than what it typically is. So I'm in talks with Cypress Gardens to get some flat bottom boats. So next time you can park at in the MUSC lot, and then we'll take the flat bottom boat over to the stadium. We'll make sure we get that done. We're happy for our young men. Anytime you can win, that's a positive thing. Well, we will always celebrate wins. There's no such thing in our book as an ugly win, so we'll take it. Special teams, also known as Blue Ops. Our punt team, we're third in net punting in all of FCS. Third in net punting in all of FCS. Number one in the SoCon. We have 14 punts of 50 yards or more. We have 11 punts inside the 20-yard line. James Platt right now is averaging 47.26 yards a punt. On the season, he has a punt of 69 yards and 72 yards. So you talk about flipping the field. Offense, also known as Blue Magic. We scored on our first 4 drives. That's impressive. We had less than 20 MAs. Very happy with that. Our first down efficiency rate was right about 55%, which is good. Third down, we were 7 of 12, and we were able to reestablish control in the third quarter after throwing that interception in the middle 8. Defense, also known as Code Blue, they're ranked nationally in sacks and tackles for loss. Our defense is 9th overall for defensive touchdowns scored with 2 on the season. And then we're on pace to obliterate our quarterback hits stat that we keep. So we're very, very, very excited about that. Right now, nationally, we're ranked number 1 in the not nationally. Right now, we're ranked number 1 in the SoCon in 7 different categories, and ranked nationally, obviously, in those categories. So this team is getting better, and the buy-in is there, but we have so much more to do. We're not satisfied, and we don't want to take away from Valdosta State, but our depth on our roster has to step up. When we made some substitutions, when people got dinged up and injured and we had to bring someone else in, the person or persons coming in did not adhere to the standards. So that is something that we're going to continue to address. Losing the middle 8, which I talk about a lot, gave Valdosta State some life. We threw that interception before half, and oh, what a great opportunity that could have been for our defense to say, hey, we're going to defend our house, defend our territory, regardless of the time on the clock, regardless of where they get the ball, and we let them score. So at halftime, we allowed our team, because we can hear through the walls, it's paper thin, to listen to them celebrate, to listen to them talk about how they're going to get back in this game. And we allowed that. So that's on us. These are the things that we have to correct if we want to go from being an okay team to a good team. And then when we become a good team, we can become a great team. It's those types of things. The other thing that we're going to focus on is having focus when you're having success within the game. I felt like some of our guys on the sideline lost focus as the score was what it was, and it came back to haunt us, or it could have come back to haunt us. So saying that, overall, we're pleased. We're always going to celebrate wins, but we have a lot of work to do.
I know we talked to you after the game a lot about run game, about success, but how do you assess how both quarterbacks played?
Yes, both quarterbacks are playing at a good level right now. It's not great. Now, you're talking to an old ball coach. I always want more. I'm very seldomly satisfied. We can get so much more out of them. They have to understand that, they are the captain that drives this offensive ship, and we need a little bit more out of them, yes.
Speaking of the running game, what can you tell us about Sebastian Boyle, kind of what he's done the past couple of weeks, and then how did you get him out of Nebraska?
Yeah, so two coaches, Cade Rainings, who's now with the Raiders. He was here with us in year one as my special teams coordinator. Believe it or not, he has a long history of being a running back coach. And Danny Lewis, our assistant head coach. Danny has actually been watching Sebastian since he was just a young buck. We knew in recruiting we needed to take our plans and go further and wider. We needed to cast a further net. So Nebraska is where we found Sebastian. He has a great story. I would love for one of you guys to dig deep into his story and where he's come from and what he's been able to do. But the two of those guys got Sebastian here. Danny noticed him, and then Cade went out. He made that trip to Nebraska. I believe he actually got snowed in on that trip and couldn't make it back, maybe over a holiday, to be honest with you.
Going off that, obviously he had that long run Saturday, then he played well against Chattanooga. What have you seen out of him the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, he's growing. He's very young. He's very young in the game. He's a redshirt freshman, and there's things that he needs to work on, and he has been working on them. I mean, he has the running back coach whisperer in his ear, Coach Everett Sands. There's only one better, Stump Mitchell. And that's arguably, right? So he's getting better, but he has a way to go. He has a ways to go.
Back here locally, Mikey Roser from Wando had that big sack Saturday. What have you seen out of him the past couple of weeks?
Very happy with Mikey. Mikey was one of our team captains. He's going to be a captain this week as well. Mikey is growing before our eyes. Mikey was our first recruit when we took this charge, and it's been a pleasure to watch him grow. I can't say enough good things about Mikey, and it's outside of football because of the things that he's had to overcome, because of the things he has to deal with his last name. That comes with a heavy burden in itself, but he finds a way to keep being the best version of Mikey Rosa each day.
Yeah, going off that, I know after the game he said he knew y'all left a lot of meat on the bone, and he quoted you saying that. How nice is it to hear that players are agreeing with what you're saying, and kind of where's the buy-in at with some of these kind of guys?
It's very nice. Matter of fact, when I walked into the locker room after the game, they didn't have the music on. They wasn't celebrating. Because they were a little down on themselves, or they thought I was about to come in there and rip them a new one. The truth of the matter is, when I went in, I said, hey, guys, we're not going to apologize for winning. We won, right? And it might not have been to the standard or the expectation that we wanted, but we're going to celebrate this. But to your point, it makes you feel good when they're starting to think, when they're starting to feel, when they're starting to understand the things that can help us be a championship level team.
So them not kind of celebrating, that's maybe a good sign for you, that they realized maybe they didn't play their best game and still won.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But so we had to encourage that. And once they saw that, I guess that the big bad wolf was okay, yes, we won and we're allowed to celebrate a win, it was a fun and festive locker room.
And next question, Western Carolina, obviously a different team now that they've got their quarterback. Just talk about how they've been playing the last 3 weeks.
Oh, my goodness. Last 4 weeks, right? It was 4 weeks? No, this will be his 4th week coming back, yes. No, I'll make sure I get it right. No, last 4 weeks. Yeah, I want to make sure I got it right. All right, so they started off 0-3. Their quarterback was suspended for whatever reason. Why? I don't know. He's been back for 4 weeks, and they are 4-0. They're averaging well over 40 points per game. This guy is electric. He's lights out. I use that analogy all the time. You can turn off the light and be under the sheets before it gets dark. That is this human being. He can make all the throws, especially the long ball throws. I believe 2 weeks ago against Wofford, he went 46 completed passes in a row. 46 completed passes in a row. We haven't been able to do that on air. And he did that versus an opponent. So we have our hands full. Their skill position on offense and defense, they're built for speed. Coach Kerwin Bell, who played at the University of Florida, went down to Miami. He's in the state of Florida, and he recruited a bunch of guys who can absolutely fly. They may not be big in stature in the skill positions, but they can fly. They understand his offense. They present problems. The 2 running backs that they're playing with, really it's 3 running backs that they're playing with, they are electric and lightning in a bottle as well. The backup quarterback who played in the first 3 games, even though they did not win initially, this guy is just as good as well. So offensively, they are explosive. Understand this, Kerwin Bell, he will light you up. He will score 50 points on you if he can. It could be 2 seconds left on the clock, and he'll still throw the ball vertically. So we understand who we're playing against. We understand his mission. We understand his mentality. Defensively, they are large human beings up front. 6'4", 320, 6'3", 330, etc. Large human beings. So we're going to have a task at trying to move them. Their defensive backs are very similar and reminiscent of the offensive skill positions. Maybe a tad bit undersized, but they're explosive. They're electric. They can run. They can jump. So the team is built just the way a Coach Bell team is built. And let's not forget this. Coach Bell was the head coach at Valdosta State, and he won a national championship. This guy is built for success. He played in the pros many years in the CFL and the European leagues, as well as the NFL. So we got our hands full. Their coaching staff is well diverse. Their knowledge runs deep. We've been up all night last night, and we'll continue to be up until we figure out a plan to execute against these guys.
That kind of led into my question, not to give away the plan, but what do y'all need to do to kind of limit Fi's production?
Yeah, so once again, that's why I was up all night, because if we had the plan, I promise you I'd have went to bed. I'll let you know when I figure it out, and it might be Saturday at 2 o'clock, but we are working on that. I would say this, Wofford, that was probably their lowest scoring game. I believe that game was 23-21. Wofford jumped out on them early, 8-0. Went for it on 4th down. Then they had a trick 2-point play. That film may tell a tale. We're digesting that as well. But we just can't pick up and copy somebody else's plan. The plan has to work for our players, our skill set, the language, and the philosophy that we have built.
I know Western forced 4 turnovers against Furman, I believe. How do y'all not let that happen, and kind of what's the focus knowing that they can do that?
Yeah, I think we stay true to who we are. I think we don't press. I think Furman, because of what their record was at the time before the game and their history, their lineage, I think they started pressing when they were behind, and that yields to turnovers at times. For us, I think we have to stay true to ourselves, stick to the game plan that we put in place once we have it, and don't deviate from that. And it goes back to the things I say all the time. We got to find a way to start fast. We have to win the middle 8, and then we have to finish.
then how important is it to kind of sustain drives to keep the ball out of Western Carolina's offense hands?
Absolutely, that's very important. By the nature of how we run our offense, we should hold the ball. If I'm not mistaken, if you look at our time of possession, we just tipped it to the positive and on the season for us. So we're moving in that direction. I just think naturally that's going to happen, just how we run our offense and what we do.
I know you said it was by design to ease Corey Ibrahim back this past week. How's he doing health-wise?
He's doing well. He had 6 plays. He was able to carry the ball. So we're just going to continue to bring him along because player safety is at the foremost of all of our thoughts as we play this collision game. So we're going to bring him back slowly but surely. But his mentality and his mental is very healthy. Since we're talking about players coming back, Maurice is back in the Corps of Cadets now. He's out of the hospital, and he's back with us, and he'll finish healing. And we're just excited to have one of our leaders on campus where we can see that big, big smile.
Lots of football left to be played, but to me, if you're a serious contender in the SoCon, this is a game. This is a game. This is a very important game. Do you talk about that? Do you address that, or you just, hey, just another game? I bet
you can answer this question. This is how I'm going to address the team when I see them tomorrow at 12:30. Men, we have a big, big game. And they're going to say, why, Coach? And I'm going to say, because it's the next one. We don't make them bigger than what they are because we're not built that way right now. You know, each team is different. So that messaging may change as I get different teams and as teams grow. But this team, it's a big, big game because it's the next one.
A little off topic, your thoughts on the camo tops Saturday, and now that you're 1-0 in them, do you see maybe bringing them back the rest of the season?
So it's funny, right? I have 2 children. They have a wardrobe. I might not like it, but they love it. It's no different than a uniform. You know, I may love it. The guys might not like it. They may love it. I might not like it. But this is what's important. Do the young men like it? And if they do, then I love it.
Perfect. Coach, we appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you to my morale coach. He's here too.